Hello to everybody. The idea today of this live stream is I really want to make sure it doesn't get deleted. So this time we'll be more compliant with the rules so that people can also watch it later offline when it's uploaded and stored so you can see it. And I think I have a very good idea today what we're going to do. You're probably going to like it. You might already see a reflection in my glasses what's going to happen in the background. And we wait for a few seconds to get it started. I think it's somewhat educational, but it's also fun. Since you know I do photography as a hobby and I take a lot of pictures. So I have over 100,000 in the cloud. And the idea today is I will share a few of them with you, not the 100,000, the full ones, just about maybe 70 or so that I like. And this way we can chat together. And I explain to you like what it's about, what happened, what we do, what's typical, what's not so typical in those photos. And some stuff you might have never seen, especially in Germany. Some other stuff might look familiar. And I also show, well, let's keep it a surprise. I'll show you. And the stream will be no longer than an hour. So I hope before we get started that everybody had a good week. Start into the week. It's Monday, right? So you got to work. I don't. And now comes your reward for a hard day of work. Also, we were almost struck by the tornado. The tornado season has started now this spring again in Ohio, 2025. Like my 2 trees got totally ripped out of the ground. And you can see that. I did an earlier shorts about it, okay? Also, Die knallenden Bonbons is an interesting short. Shorts, because I'm not wearing shorts. I'm wearing actually jeans, but that's beyond the topic. So what I'm going to show you will be a picture tour. But we wait a moment. As I said, it's early, but I did it because North Germany has summertime too. And so this way, or daylight saving time you call it, right? Summerside. This way it's not too late in Germany. So it's 9 o'clock right now, so I'll be offline again here at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So that'll be for you 4 plus 6, 10 o'clock, so 22 Uhr. So I'm waiting a few minutes and then we get started because, as I said, my goal today is really to try to not get it deleted and removed by YouTube so you can enjoy it later after work, because I know most people here still work in the US and want to keep it like this so people can watch it. So hey, everybody. So we almost start with a surprise. Hi, Olivia. Hello. So I have a big surprise for you guys today. So you might know my channel. Normally it's nonsense, but this time I think I do something cool. People might enjoy it. How old I am, doesn't matter. So what I will do a picture tour. I just explained it. Or take a guess, well, I'm between 50 and 60, but a little bit further away from 60 than above 50, so that's why how old I am. But I'm married, sorry. Well, anyway, so we get started in a moment. Hi, Kiki. Hello. How's it going? So it's like all the girls today here. What's going to happen, guys? So, hi, Haley. What happened? Yeah, all the girls are teaming up on me today because, you know, my wife is in LA. And so I'm alone at home. Marco is alone at home. So you can come over and have a party with me. But no, we're not going to do that. So today will be like an interesting concept to do this chat. So we wait a few more minutes and just chat about it. Where are you guys from? Where's Olivia from? Where's Kiki from? Where's Haley from? Are you all from the US? Sounds American to me. Yay, yeah, we do some cool stuff today. But we do not do what we did yesterday because that got me deleted. Alabama is cool. You know what, Olivia? My daughter will come to Alabama because she will be doing work as an aerospace engineer for, I think it's NASA over there, right? Kiki is from the USA. Yay, USA. But actually I'm from Germany, but I live in the USA for over 25 years. What did I do yesterday? Olivia, I discussed stuff that you're not supposed to be discussing, and then YouTube has an algorithm, and then they scan what you discussed, and then they just delete your stream. That happened to me now 3 times in a row, because every time they get more and more stringent on you. So as I said today, I want to keep this upload after it's done so other guys can watch it too, because I know in the US some people are still working. I do this early today because in Germany it's already 6 hours later, so people can watch it. So and I think we get started. We have 8 people in the stream. That's good enough. So what I want to do now, I show you. I have set up an iPad. You like my hat? Thank you. So I've set up an iPad. Of course, the ratio is a little bit different. And by the way, I live here in Ohio. Yeah, the hat is an army hat, thanks. And what I want to do, no, that's not Donald Trump, it's a tree. You mean because of the orange, Theron? Really? So no, what I do for you guys today, your new fan, Kiki, go and be my fan. Yeah, you will enjoy it. If you really, really, really have a dry sense of humor, so it's German humor, okay? So be careful. Yeah, it's the orange tree, you know, so quick back. It's still me, okay? I'm here, I'm just talking. We go through some very interesting pictures. Thanks for the hat, so it's a very nice one. I love it too. So I cannot vote because I am a resident of the US, but not a citizen of the US, so that's different. So what I show, we live in Ohio, and in Ohio, it rains, I don't know if anybody's from Ohio. In Ohio, it rains over 280 days a year. And then comes the so-called Indian summer, which is beautiful, as you can see there, all the leaves turn. And I take a lot of photography projects on, and so I want to share a little bit about this, but also I want to share differences and similarities between Germany and the US. It's the Drew Carey show. Yeah, okay, good. Whatever it is, it is. Like on my channel, nothing is ever prepped. It's just gonna happen. So we go to the next one. So this is our upper patio deck from the house. And this is when like a bad weather condition moves in from the typically the north to Ohio. We get the Great Lakes effect, so a lot of thunderstorms and tornado. And as I said in the opening, we almost got hit by a tornado last night, so it ripped a few trees out. So you can see the sky there. And later, to everybody who couldn't watch it like this, we like online right now, has a chance to look at it. So these are our 2 cloned cats. So we have 2 cloned cats. See, they are exactly the same. Isn't that funny? By the way, I hope we have audio and video right now. Because last time I did a stream with no audio, and that didn't really work out that well. So Theron, tell me if you have audio, that would be nice. So Ohio, and I looked it up, Ohio has about 50,000 lakes. So here you see lakes in our near closer neighborhood. By the way, do I have a German accent? I guess, right? So anyway, so yeah, I'm showing lakes in fall. So there's a lot of boating and jet ski stuff going on. I don't do this, boating the little boats, because it makes me puke. Here you see one more time our clone cats. Look at them. Can you tell the difference between the 2 cats? I had to put collars on them, you know, like around their necks, so I can tell the difference. They're absolutely identical, aren't they? So we do the next one. This is me making burgers, or actually just a barbecue making burgers. And I have a feeling whenever I start making burgers, just shitty weather moves in. I mean, look at the sky again there. I mean, just look at it. The moment I make barbecues, right, that shit moves in and just comes down on me. That's my life, guys. Always happens. Next picture. And this is interesting maybe for people living in the US. That's why I make an educational stream today. White asparagus in the US, you guys, right, is barely known. You see in front of the picture, the green asparagus, you eat that. We like the white asparagus as Germans. We make like a white sauce with it, a creamy sauce. So whoever cooks will really enjoy and like it. So that's what I wanted to show the difference. And by the way, sorry if I get some slow speech. I had some Valium earlier, so I'm not completely woken up yet, so I'm drinking coffee here. So anybody of you knew white asparagus? I mean, not popular in the US. I had to look a long time. And then I do a lot of bicycle rides because the neighborhoods are nice in Ohio. So this is a really fast bike. It's one of my oldest. So this is for neighborhood rides. Just wanted to show it. It's a Proteco from Florida. And then we have a foldable one, because the foldable is always good, because I can throw it in my trunk of my sports car. And then I can just go to a park, fold it back together and ride. So that is, I think, a 22-inch. And this is a really small one, foldable, because if when my wife go on a tour, we just throw them both in the trunk, so that works. But it's only 20-inch wheels, so it's very dangerous if you run into a pothole. And as everybody knows, Ohio has a lot of potholes, right? By the way, today, we really try, I'm responsible, guys. I really try to keep the stream nice, because yesterday, again, I got the shotgun on my head, yeah. This is our fire pit. Might be interesting for those people from Germany. That's how we make s'mores. I mean, you guys are all from America, you know s'mores. The Germans don't know s'mores. I mean, that's what is it, the crackers, the Hershey chocolate, and the marshmallow, right? So you make that, you put it on a stick. Oh, I don't know why I get now AI. Look at this. Isn't that funny? That's what AI does to you. Or it's maybe alien activity again in Ohio. So let's go and continue. So again, I explained how marshmallows work. We take that Hershey's chocolate, which is pure sugar. Hey, Shuriken, in English today, things are going great. I'm doing a picture tour today, so a new idea, Shuriken. So I'm sharing about 70 pictures of what is happening during a year here in Ohio. And if you want moderated, it's in English today. And I will make sure this time it doesn't get deleted, so I will comply with the rules, because I want people to educate themselves and just enjoy it and learn differences between particularly Germany and the US. So I will hope the stream stays uploaded later. Let's go to the next. And sorry, of course, I cannot match the formats between an iPhone and an iPad, because this is a different ratio. That's why you see a border a little bit around here. So here you see, that's where my daughter lives. She goes to university at OSU, Ohio State University. And I tell you, those rental places that's shared with like 6 people, I was in there helping her to move in. I tell you, that is ghetto. So that's what I said, Shuriken, when you have a flight-by-night business, right? That's what you need to have, just a few of those houses. And then you charge about $800 a student a month, times 6. That brings in like almost $5,000 a month rent for such a dumb shack. Like, what do you call them? I think in LA, they're called shotgun shacks, right? So I'll give you a quick change back. 1 second. So again, as I said, guys, today we are doing a picture tour, guided things that happen, and differences between US and Germany and ideas I had. And so we got to switch back to the iPad, okay? And this is like what it looks over my garage. There's always a damn cloud. But no, all kidding aside, I mean, we have over 280 days of rain a year. I mean, it's 280 days. Hi Marco, die nach DT. So today I'm doing a picture tour for everybody. Ich gebe eine Bildtour für alle. Und ich mache es auch so, dass der Stream nicht gelöscht wird. Dann können Sie es alle später nochmal offline angucken, okay? Right now we have more English, so I do it in English, but your English is okay, I know. So just will speak slower. So here you see the barbecue. And see what happens in the sky when you barbecue something. Right? I shouldn't put my finger here, so that focus is wrong. So, so yeah, that's when you get the thunderstorm. And the problem is this barbecue is stainless steel. And if the rain comes down, it's like horrible each time. This is when our new fridge arrived. So all I had to put in was 2 packs of beer. I didn't have anything else by that time. So I really hope people will enjoy what they're seeing and can just learn differences. We will have some pictures where I can explain stuff. Here's the good old burger, right? So burger, then you see there's the bacon, here Speck, burger, patty, pickles. right? So that's how a burger works, and tons of barbecue sauce or ketchup. So today you can learn a few things, but most of them you know. So and then on my birthday, that's what I typically do. I do steak, New York strip cut, and then I have it just as you see in the background, just with Moet Chandon, like the French champagne. The Moet Chandon Reserve, like the real good one, because it's not about getting drunk, it's about enjoying it. New subscriber, thanks. Thanks, hard seer. I got you. So this is what I said. And sorry if I pronounced your name wrong, but I'm just waking up, okay? So this is like my typical birthday dinner, because like once a year I afford good steak. I'd rather eat less often meat, but if I eat meat, I want good meat. So and then we see what's always needed in the US, right? We have everywhere gun shops. So you see, wherever you go, there's like a gun shop, and the certification or background check is really easy to get a gun. But again, that's not what we discussed today, otherwise it gets deleted again. Then here I'm showing the 3 bicycles that I'm having. The left one, very left one, is a 28-incher electric, 36 volt. The front one is like a really small one for the trunk of my sports car. And the red one, unfortunately, they only had red. I wanted a green color, but the green was sold out. That's the 48 volt DC planetary geared motor that has tons of torque. Even though it looks like small and weak, it's very strong. And it has quite a range. This is what people do, right? That's so muster sign. That's when even the 5-year-olds are having fun. And then I wanted to show my wife is a good cook. Here you see the asparagus, a potato salad, and the mushrooms. Last time Amy made mushrooms and peppers, hummus, green asparagus. Earlier I explained the difference between green asparagus and white asparagus, and the potato salad. And what that is I think, steak. So enjoy. I hope you don't get too hungry. And then I want to show you guys when the weather gets better. I want to show you some bike rides. I mean, the INACTT, and I did it already, the rides. So, but I will do further rides when I'm sure it doesn't necessarily, that I don't end up in a downpour. You like the spread? So let's go one back. Yeah, I like it too. As I said, my wife cooks really good, but when she's done, the kitchen looks like a pigsty. I'm not saying that, sorry, I take it back, because probably my daughter's watching again the channel, because yesterday she watched my channel, and then she called my wife, and my wife is coming back on Wednesday, now I'm in trouble. Yeah, so this is like the longer tours I'm planning for you guys to do. And then Ohio, as I said, has a lot of little lakes and ponds. Some are man-made. This is a man-made one, also künstlich angelegt, yeah. But look here, this is then around summertime, July, August. You just got to plan that every afternoon a bad thunderstorm comes in, but otherwise you're good to ride. That's the car I gave my daughter for her 16th birthday. By the way, for cars, we are always doing dishes, Shuriken. I know, yeah. But you know what? It's worth it. I do the dishes, it's no problem. Because she cooks so well, if you see how many hours of work go into cooking something, right? That's a lot of commitment in cooking, you know. And especially since I cannot eat everything, that's nice if she does that. And it is the kitchen apocalypse, yeah. Apocalypse now. No, not now. I mean, I'm only eating soup right now because I'm alone at home. So let's switch back. So that was my daughter's birthday gift I gave her. And this is, my daughter did the Road 66 trip. A few people have seen pictures. Here I just have one picture. So this is beautiful. It's the Joshua Tree National Park. As I said, the west of the US has a lot of national parks. There's national parks, state parks, and metro parks. So the national ones are the biggest. So this is just to show you the Joshua Tree. There's a whole story about Joshua. There's other people who can explain that better. That's me out in summer. So in summer, I often drive to the lakes. Then I just take the bicycle out of the trunk and ride around the beach. Yeah, we have worked together well too, Shuriken. And then this is what I wanted to show to people who might watch this later. If you live in America, okay, look at this birthday, okay? Look at this cake. So it wasn't my cake, by the way. If you live in America and you want a good birthday cake, right? You cannot eat that shit. I mean, this is like, I think, from Kroger or Maya or whatever. It is pure pressed sugar. It's unedible. Saying it right? Unedible, right? Not eatable, edible. So, I mean, there's edibles, but that's something different. So, but okay, so this is the cake. I don't know who got it, probably my daughter, but wasn't for me. This is interesting. It's a so-called forever rose. So that might be interesting for die Nacht-ET. Das ist eine für immer Rose, so it's a real rose. And they preserve it with glycerin. They drag out all the humidity, the moisture out of the structure. It's not fake, not even the leaves. And then they put an artificial dye in the rose, so it all derives from a real rose. And the rose can last up to 2 years. It's sitting under a glass globe. Normally, I took the globe off to take the picture, but that's a real rose. It can last up to 2 years or 1 year. Typically, say 1 year. We have it already over 1 year. I gave it to my wife's birthday. So that is interesting. I just thought for an interesting product, but they're very expensive. So you cannot just buy a bouquet of 18 roses, yeah, unless you're a millionaire. I'm not. So here we know what that is, right? That is what I always recommend. I think that's the best vodka out there. The Grey Goose, right? I think the Nacht-ET, we agree, right? Did you get yours already, by the way, the Nacht-ET? It's triple distilled. I mean, go for it, man. Makes me thirsty now. So what I said, like that Shuriken, I mean, again, I don't drink hard alcohol that much, but that hard liquor, this one is triple distilled, like dreifach destilliert. It's really good, doesn't give you any headache. Okay, let's go back. Then we have, let's go back here. This is, everybody knows who has lived in Ohio. That's when the snow is flying horizontal. I mean, look at the poor bird, because the winds are so strong then here when the snow comes down. So this is showing you like a winter's day in Ohio. You know, I made this Ohio thing. All the leaves are brown and the sky is gray. And then I was really happy to find out that we had an Aldi. Thanks for the picture that you like him, Shuriken. So we have an Aldi. I don't know if you have an Aldi. So Aldi now has German food. Excuse me. This is really nice, you know, around winter time. You get marzipan, you get the gingerbread, and it's all originally imported from Germany. So just so you know, now you know. That's just my car. Let's go on. This is what I explain to people, what is called dry ice cleaning. So when they clean a motor compartment, see how clean it is after that? They do not use water or detergent, of course, because it will destroy the electronics from the engine. They use dry ice pellets, so that's dried ice CO2, and then they pressure blast it with high pressure. It's like little ice pellets, but it's not ice. CO2 evaporates into nothing, so it will not damage any electronics. It's very expensive to clean, but it's totally worth it. That's in the parks, so I hope when it gets better, I will do some parks lives. Like here in the woods. Not in the hood, in the woods. Then I did a picture here to show you a typical impression about Halloween time, you know, with all the pumpkins. It's a big tradition here. Some people might notice it was taken in downtown or uptown Westerville, like our historic town. So during Halloween, I will go there because they beautiful decorate everything. In the hood would be fun too, I agree, but again, today I'm staying out of trouble. I promised my wife after she called me yesterday. The Grey Goose flies this week. Okay, good news, yeah. But wait till the weekend, of course, die Nacht-ET. This is when I had it ceramic coated. Kennst du das auch, Keramik versiegelt? Ceramic coating on the car. So I had to service pick up the car, do the ceramic coating, and then bring the car back. They also do a clay bar cleaning before, and this makes it super hydrophobic, like no water sticks to the car. And that's when you have a driver. That's why I like the long wheelbase. You really, really, really have space there. That's, by the way, the Belvedere, not the Grey Goose. But the refrigerator's in the trunk of the car in summer. But don't drink and drive. I mean, you sit here, you don't sit there, okay? So again, today we are really compliant with the stream here. Don't drink and drive. No, sit put here, okay? And it's all good. And maybe take some aspirins, just to say. And I'm doing bike rides in the neighborhood. So I gotta take a cup of water. Yeah, I mean, I'm serious. I do a lot of shit, a shuriken under shorts. And the one tablet today was real because I have to take that medication, but I would never do things that are illegal. And if you drink and drive and have an accident, right, I mean, the costs could be tremendous. I mean, if you hurt somebody else, let alone that part, right? But your car is trashed then too. I mean, insurance will kick you in the butt. Then, as I said, Ohio has 50,000 lakes, right, guys? Let me see if I can get this a little closer. Hold on. Let me see if that gets better. I think that's better. Okay, let's make it straight. See, sorry about that. So here are the lakes. So 50,000 lakes in Ohio. And I know today we don't get many viewers in the stream at this time because I put it early so people in Germany can watch it. So it's not too late there yet. What we have right now, 9:30, 21:30 Uhr, ne? And 50,000 lakes is a lot. But some of them are man-made, also künstlich angelegt. This is when I go to Aldi, like the US Aldi, but they have German product. So you see here oben Deutsche Küche, die Brezel, German kitchen, the pretzels, shuriken, die Idatete, you see them. And then I just throw, and they have the schnitzel. So you don't need to make schnitzel like Amy, it's ready to go. And see, the typical schnitzel goes with a slice of lemon and then Rotkraut, red cabbage. And then watch this, of course, it's 220 calories a tiny schnitzel, so be careful, okay? But this stuff is worse, but I love them. These are the so-called Jaffa cakes we call them. Kennt einer die Jaffa cakes? They're really good. And then we have Prinzenrolle, where the Aldi generic is called Doppelkeks. And then you just throw them in the convection oven. In about 10 minutes, they're done. So I hope the three guys here in the stream, you guys are enjoying that. So we have a few more pictures, and then that's all I want to do today, because it's 30 minutes. I only want to do, schnitzel with mashed potatoes. I only want to do 60 minutes today. And hi, Brent, everything okay? Enjoying the stream? So yeah, let's go back. See, yeah, this is schnitzel. Then red cabbage, the lemon, you just squeeze the lemon on it. It makes it taste so much better. And what Amy did last time, the one with the mushroom sauce, then it's not called schnitzel, pork schnitzel, and it needs to be pork, by the way. Pork oder Kalb, Schwein oder Kalb, okay? So pork or veal it needs to be. But then when you put the mushroom sauce on top of it, then it's called a Jägerschnitzel. So now you learn something. And I love those. But it's always amazing how many calories are in that stuff. Why not chicken, honestly, Brent? I don't know. It's just like, it's just when you look it up on Wikipedia, so what a typical German schnitzel is. And of course you can make it with chicken. We have made it. But you know what I think? Why not chicken? I think for one reason. Schnitzel, they take the meat and then they really smash it like really thin so that it spreads out. And I think with chicken, it cannot be done that easily. Like with pork, it works really good. And if you have veal, like from the veal, I know what a veal is, right? The lamb or something like this, then you can really bash it and make it, because a schnitzel is supposed to be very thin. See here? On the picture, you can see it, how thin it is, right? So, but yes, you can make it with chicken, absolutely, Brent. And the next thing is like here, I'm showing one of my 3 electric bicycles. That's the small one. I always throw in the trunk of my car, but it only has a range about 20 miles. So you can do maybe an hour ride, but you got to plan your ride accordingly. So you're back to the car. Otherwise you'll be pushing the bicycle, right? By the way, I'm glad that the stream is going now. It's nice. As I said yesterday, it was a riot. So good thing it got deleted. See here, it shows like how it folds together. But my car trunk is so small. The car is so long and so big, but the most space is used up by the engine, so there's not much space in the trunk. And I always use a blanket to wrap it around, and some ties here. Then I thought, this is a nice picture. So it's nice if you have a house like this in the background and a lake in front of it, or a pond. Actually, it's called a pond then, right? If it's a tiny lake, then it's not a lake. Then here, of course, in Old Town, some people have seen it already. There's a lot of buildings are heated with gas. This is another thing that I typically like for my birthday when we discuss birthday cakes. I like the fruit tart. Ja, Originalschnitzel comes from Vienna, correct, ja, richtig. And let's be fair, so now jetzt kann ich noch ein bisschen was mal in Deutsch machen. Wie gesagt, das ist der, wie man in Deutschland sagt, der Obstkuchen, den ich gern mag. Aber den kriegst du in den USA so gut wie gar nicht. Und den lassen wir immer machen in einer speziellen Bäckerei, der ist dann handgemacht. Richtig, mit Gelatine drüber und allem. Aber so ein scheiß Obstkuchen kostet dann $60, ne? Weil die halt viel Arbeit reinstecken. Aber wie gesagt, esse ich ja nur einmal zum Geburtstag. By the way, if people pop up in the chat and you want it in English, let me know. So this is what I explained about the cakes. So that's not really a cake, it's a fruit tart. And then the other thing is, ja, mehr Obst als Kuchen. Ich mag Obst, das ist gut. And the other thing is, this is asparagus, the white asparagus. It's pretty much, der ist so gut wie komplett unbekannt in den USA. Ne? Und das meiste Verbreitete ist hier der grüne Spargel. Ne? Grüner Spargel ist bekannt in Amerika, weißer ist sehr schwer zu finden. And here's a park I like, because always at the entrance of the park, they have very nice decorations for plants. Also da in den Park gehe ich oft hin. Die haben sehr schöne Dekorationen. Da kann man sich immer was abgucken, wie man den eigenen Garten gestaltet. Hier einfach mit solchen Holzkisten alles angelegt. Ne? Und dann sieht es schon sehr gut aus. Und sowas kann man dann im Kleinen nachbauen at home, ne, zu Hause. So, folks, let's move on. We have seen this, right? That's when you sit in the car. I mean, a beer you can have, that's no problem. Aber ich weiß nicht mal, ob USA, I think US ist 0.5 or 0.8 alcohol level. Das ist, glaube ich, das gleiche wie in Deutschland, 0,5 Promille. This is when Americans built a house. I mean, of course, I'm just kidding. This is a play art house. I took a picture of it, but it still reminds me sometime of how work is done here. By the way, die nach DT, gestern wurden wir fast von einem Tornado getroffen. So the tornado season has started, 2025, and the whole house was shaking here. You have seen the damaged trees probably, right? Ja, das sage ich auch mal den Rest hier im Kanal, wenn die es später angucken. So yesterday, the tornado season started and was pretty brutal. The whole house was shaking. Hi, Bo. Bo, I'm doing a picture too you might enjoy today. But yesterday, that's what I said, I'm doing a picture too, you will see it. But yesterday we almost got hit by a tornado. So let's switch this and enjoy a few more pictures. Hi guys, Amy is here. So Amy, this time the goal is I want this stream to stay up. Let me switch this so you can see me. I want this stream to stay up because the idea is I want people to watch it, because at this time actually I'm doing an educational stream. So something that people probably can watch after the upload. And this time I'm really behaving so that it stays hopefully uploaded and stays live for people later, right? Because you know what happened yesterday? I told you, my daughter watched my stream. The stream, good thing you didn't see it. The stream went crazy. And then my daughter watched it. My daughter called my wife. And my wife calls me, right? And so now on Wednesday, when she comes back from LA in 2 days, I think dann gibt's paar mit dem Teppichklopfer. And so at least for alibi, I'm making now a good video, something educational. I'm just explaining, fruit tart, Schnitzel, Wiener Schnitzel and so forth. Nur ich krieg's mit dem Teppichklopfer hier, gell? Das ist, weil die haben es ja dann live mitgeguckt. Ich habe es ja gar nicht gemerkt. Ne? Das ist irgendwie total aus dem Ruder gelaufen gestern. Das Ding ging 3 Stunden lang, ja. Und ja gut, wir reden nicht drüber. Ich will ja den Stream nicht gelöscht kriegen. Ne? So, ich schalte wieder um, da kommen noch ein paar Bilder. So, Amy, this is your American starter home. I took this picture also for the E-Nacht-DT that you can see how a home looks like in the US. I mean, of course, it was taken on a play art, as you know. But I'm just saying, like, nothing is alike, nothing fits. That's the same when they build cars. Like the gaps of, look at the gaps at your doors or the trunk, like left side, right side, everything is different and crazy, right? Hi, Bo, enjoy the pictures. I took a play art house picture for you. Yeah, it's on a play art. By the way, I looked Bo up just because I'm curious about everything. Bo can be either named for a boy or a girl, right? It's a play art house. So, because Amy named you she or he, because Bo is gender neutral. Like Bo can be used for boys and girls, or men and women. But Bo comes from, I think, beautiful from the word, right? Beautiful, I guess, yeah. Let's go to the next picture, guys. So I really hope people can watch this and enjoy it. That is I am a she, by the way. Okay, hi, Bo. That doesn't make any difference to me. I said I just looked it up because I could not figure out what the name means, Is it a girl or a boy? Because Marco, like my name, of course, is male, right? And if you have Angela, my wife, is female. I mean, that's easy to tell. But it doesn't matter anyway, it's just my curiosity. Yes, it's from the word beautiful. I looked it up, so I'm sure you're beautiful. But back to the pictures here. So this is the curse of my life. When you buy those low-profile tires, right? See those low-profile tires? And the Ohio has so many potholes. They just, like, explode when you drive them. And it's very expensive to get them fixed, especially if you destroy the rim. Because the rim is a satin finish aluminum. It's a milled aluminum and a satin finish. Fucking expensive. Now I see the word. Sorry, I'm taking it back. Welcome back from Nashville, Amy. This is my cleaning system, because when I drive the car and it rains here, like yesterday, and Amy, we got almost hit by the tornado. This is ein Deionisierungssystem. Ist dessen wieder mal ein Wort, ne? Deutsches da. Deionisierungsanlage. Schreibt er das mal auf. Das ist wie das Krankenhausversicherungsverbesserungsgesetz vom Lauterbach. Das hast du ja auch gehört, ne? Krankenhausversicherungsverbesserungsgesetz. Und das ist eine Deionisierungsanlage. I'm not an alien. It really is called like that. And it deionizes water. And so if you wash your car with it, and you park it after the wash, you don't need to dry it off. It comes out completely shiny. There's not a single speck of water then on it when it dries. Isn't that cool? Let's go to the next, because I know not everybody's a car person. This is the reminder. If you drive a V8, that's what you're doing. But again, that's just a reminder to me. Except for, Amy, if you guys will go to get the Bugatti, the W16 16-cylinder Bugatti, I texted you the technical data on it, so it's pretty good. It has the Bugatti doesn't have 1,000 horsepower, has 1,001. That's important, okay? It's a Bugatti. And the Bugatti Veyron, I looked it up, top speed is 450,9 Kilometer pro Stunde. Da war ich gestern verkehrt, 450,9 Kilometer pro Stunde, Leute, für ein Bugatti Veyron. Und wenn man theoretisch, was ja nicht geht, auf der Autobahn mit 450 fahren würde, wäre in 12 Minuten der komplette Tank leer. Isn't that interesting? So now you know, in case you didn't know about Bugattis. And back to the picture. And I forgot one thing, and here I am again. So the Bugatti, ja, mit Kühlwasser, aber das ist für ein Kraftwerk, Junge, und nicht für ein Auto, ne? Ja. Ja, Kühlwasseraufbereitungsanlage. Ja, ich weiß, es ist auch so ein ähnliches Wort, ne? Wie war das früher? Donaudampfschifffahrtsgesellschaftskapitän. Das kann man auch schreiben. Donaudampfschifffahrtsgesellschaftskapitänsversicherungsagent. Kann man tatsächlich als ein Wort schreiben. Das waren jetzt 6 Hauptwörter, ne? Aber wir sind schon wieder vom Thema weg. Okay. We are not getting into each other's way. Thanks, Amy, because I'm done quick today. It's only going to be 1 hour. So it's 40 minutes already. If you can hold back, that's fine. If not, I go offline because you want to monetize, I don't. But I'd really love to finish this educational video. And this, I took the picture just to show it to the Germans. This is when my daughter got her Christmas calendar. No, not Christmas, wie heißt der da? Weihnachtskalender? Ja, Weihnachtskalender, ne? In the US, they only have 12 doors, so 12 Türchen im Weihnachtskalender. And the German one is 24 from Aldi. But that was from Moser Rot, so good chocolate inside, not the American crap like those Hershey shit, right? So, yeah, that was my daughter. In the advent calendar, Bo, little pieces of chocolate. That's a German tradition. So they put for every day a tiny little bit of pieces of chocolate. So what is in the advent calendar? So it's chocolate, like little stamped figurines or whatever. And for the 24th, which is our real Christmas in Germany, here it's the 25th, in Germany it's the 24th, there's a big piece of chocolate. And they even are made for dogs, because Amy has one for dogs. Yeah, you have 24 days too. Yeah, as I said, just in America, they only have 12 days, because they never have time, those Americans. So that's the calendar I gave her. By the way, she took my nice Dell XPX workstation. That was a really powerful workstation. So I'm working now in the basement with my old Dell workstation. So she took everything to university. But that's okay. I mean, she needs it. But that screen I'm missing. That screen was like epic. Epic, the screen, guys, here. Because she does SolidWorks here, modeling. See what she designs? She's an aerospace engineer. Yeah, she is now an aerospace engineer. She graduated. And she's designing, it's called foils, Flügelprofile, also Auftriebsprofile für Raumgleiter, Raumschiffe, für, I don't know what a Raumschiff is in English, for spaceships, yeah, for spaceships and airplanes. So that's what my daughter does. Here I just put this in there. Can anybody see? Look how large that skeleton is, right? Can you see it? That is over 6 feet tall. And that a few years ago, I don't know how it was in Tennessee through Halloween, Amy, this thing became super, mega popular. And people were buying way over MSRP, also viel mehr als der Preisaufkleber war. Up to $600 people paid for this. We have one too, but she bought it way earlier, like in springtime, so you got a better price. Yeah, when that shipped, the package was huge. And it's very heavy, so you got to use like long strings to like tie it and stabilize it, because if wind comes, it's going to blow it over, Bo. So now you see me. You have it everywhere, though many big ones. But Amy, these are really expensive, by the way. Sind wirklich teuer. Yeah, that's me and my daughter in Indian fall. You know, Amy, that's the 6 weeks of where it doesn't rain. It really does not rain at all. So as you know, when Indian fall comes in Ohio, Indian summer we call it, so I'm confused here, Indian summer, then everybody says, oh my God, the Ohio drought, Ohio is ending, Ohio. Every day I take a screenshot. And I'm going to switch it back that you can enjoy the trees while I'm blabbing here. So yeah, the trees are pretty. And especially if you get a day where there's no wind. Here we had a little wind. But then you get a reflection, so you split the image 50-50, and you get beautiful pictures that actually sell on my website for quite some money. Right now I wanted to swipe the iPhone, that didn't work, so okay. And this is our Halloween season, so it's all about pumpkins. How does that work, Bo, in America? You're from England. Do you have the pumpkins too? Pumpkin carving, a tradition where you carve out the pumpkin and make like faces in it and stuff like that? What do you mean? You buy one of those pumpkins, you see those big orange pumpkins, and then you cut off the top, you carve out everything that's inside, and then you peel into the shell like a picture. That's what they do in the US, like a scary face or like a ghost picture, whatever. It's very cool. It's it's a kind of a tradition, and then we put a candle in it. And at night on Halloween Eve, we put it out, and then when the kids come for kid or treat for candy, they see the pumpkin lights with a candle. Nowadays, they use a lot of LED candles, which is good in California. We put real candles in it. In Ohio, there's no fire risk. This is then froggy season. Those frogs, by the way, they are super tiny. So if I show you, der Frosch hier, der ist ungefähr so groß wie mein Fingernagel, ne? And what I did here is a tadpole, and this thing is super, super small. I mean, you see the grass in relation for the size, but I'm using a 400 millimeter lens. So that lens is like a home loan when you buy that, but again, it's totally worth it, so 400 millimeter. And I use it on a 45 megapixel camera, so I can then zoom in and just make a print of that frog, and it looks beautiful. Then I don't know if you do this in Tennessee down there. We go here in Saman, Ohio. It's a tradition. We go sunflower picking. So what you do is you just pay, I think, $15 per person, and everybody gets one of those glass vases. It's not really a vase, it's just glass. And then you pick your sunflowers, and as many as you can fit in there. And that's what you do. So this is about the flowers. Then my daughter designed that cat feeder. Few people have seen it. She won first place. It's an automated cat feeder with a microcontroller. It's programmed in Python or Python. I cannot pronounce it. You don't have those fields? Yeah, they have a lot of sunflower fields here. As I said, most of it is corn and soy. Strawberry picking, yeah, we have that too. So this was the cat feeder, and she won first prize. So that's microcontrolled. Again, I'm too old for that because I programmed everything in assembly language. This was programmed in a web-based language using Python or Python. I cannot pronounce it. It's not the Python, not the snake. It's called Python. Yeah, the feeder, and Amy, it still works till today. It's German engineering. Shit doesn't fall apart. It's made in Germany. No, it's made in the US by a German, but it's not imported from China into the US, which is the worst combination. But again, I try to be careful what I say. I really don't like the stream to be deleted this time. So that was the first place. Man, but I had to help her with all that electronic wiring, So I'm good at electronics, like electronic chips and all of that, but I'm not good at programming those web-based languages. Marktlücke, die Inaktivität, nein, ist es tatsächlich nicht. No, it isn't. Die Erklärung, warum, habe ich auch geguckt, weil du mir das letztes Mal geschrieben hast. Wenn du, Mann, wirkt die Kappe groß hier in der Kamera, wenn du bei Amazon nachguckst, ne? An sich ist es bloß ein Impellerrad, eine Schraube, also eine Schraube wie eine Schiffsschraube, so, also nicht eine Schiffsschraube, eine Schnecke an den Schrittmotor, Steppermotor, und dann mit jeder Umdrehung wird so und so viel Pellets von Catfood freigesetzt, also abgegeben, dispensed. Und die Dinger kriegst du schon für 40 bis $50 von Amazon hinterhergeschmissen. Ne? Aber das hier ist natürlich ein Design, das wurde gemacht, um zu zeigen, wie ein Microcontroller funktioniert. Und die Programmierung und das Display und die Tastatur und alles. Das hat natürlich Amazon nicht. Du stellst das an über einen Klicker, das Billigste vom Billigen natürlich. Aber ich bin überzeugt, die funktionieren. Aber wenn ich das hier verkaufen müsste ich ja mehrere $100 dafür verlangen. Ist ja alles aus Holz gemacht. Ne? Das ganze Gehäuse, alles ist Holz. Ja, Marktlücke, wir haben es wieder verpasst. Ne? Ich weiß, aber das ist nicht bezahlbar. Dann hier zeige ich euch mal ganz kurz, ich habe ja noch nicht viel gesehen von Tennessee Downtown oder ein bisschen. Das ist jetzt Columbus Downtown. Hello David, hello, hello, hello from Colorado. Lived in Germany. Hello, hello, hello from Ohio, David. Lived in Germany too. It's Marco. How's it going? But I am German actually, so I lived in Germany longer than you, but I lived 25 years here now. So this is downtown Ohio, Columbus. Downtown Columbus, Innenstadt. It's super clean and pretty, guys. It's so different to Los Angeles downtown. There's like no trash, no litter, no needles, no drugs. I said the word again, so sorry. There's like no trash, okay? It's very clean. You can ride your bike. This is typically where I throw my bike in the trunk of the car. We just drive down there, the freeway, 20 minutes max, and then you're there and you can do a nice ride. That's me and my wife, downtown, I think, from last year. Did you see my wife's sunglasses? I think they're funny. I told her, I said, what those sunglasses need are 2 little tiny wipers to put on them. They're so big. Die Inaktivität, was ich meiner Frau gesagt habe, die soll an der Sonnenbrille 2 kleine Scheibenwischer anbringen lassen. Die ist ja so groß, ne? Yeah, does David speak German? Maybe a little bit, right, David? Tschüss, Bo. Goodbye. Have a good evening, Bo. And you even did the umlaut, the U-Umlaut. Thank you. Yeah, it's super clean. So if you do your bike rides here, I mean, look at the bike paths. And however, why is it so clean? They of course put trash bins everywhere. I mean, you cannot expect people to collect their trash if there's no trash bin. That's nice. So my life is good, dot God. Hannover 2 Jahre, 2 years. Yeah, that's up in the north. So we might possibly need potentially a delete. We will see what happens. So anyway, so let's keep going on. Here's another view of downtown. Again, downtown Ohio, Columbus. So very nice. And what you see there, that murky water, das schlammig, dreckige Wasser, that is the Ohio River. And one time, this whole area flooded and everything was underwater, all the streets and everything here. You can look it up on the internet. Is called the Ohio River flooding. That was a big flooding. How about .God? If you spread love, that would be nice. Yeah, it's murky from all the sediments. As I told you, Amy, we have so much clay, Lehm. Das ist aufgeschwemmter Lehm. Und genauso, exactly like this, looks your car when you drive on the streets. That whole shit splashes against your car. Then they have nice areas along the sides here. You see along the Ohio River. It's called the Ohio River because we're in Ohio and it's a river. Makes sense, right? You were in Germany in the late 70s and 80s. Okay. Yeah, I left Germany in 1999, David. So around 2000. Here you see me, oops, sorry. Here you see me shopping at Aldi. I wish we would have a Lidl too. That would be awesome. But we only have Aldi in Ohio. And so if you use up all your money for gas, you got to shop for cheap food in Aldi. And actually, the food isn't that cheap anymore. I was there recently. And here you see me on one of my first e-bikes. That's the second one I owned. It's the Proteco from Florida. That's a really nice bike. It's just, however, over, I think now 7 years old. No, it's more. It's almost 10 years old. The battery on the rear is getting slowly weaker. So that was the bike I showed you. And this is when it snows in Ohio. Look at the mailbox. Can you see the mailbox, guys? I mean, look at this mailbox. That's the load of snow that comes down then, right? I mean, this year wasn't much snow this winter, but this is then the lakes effect when you get those blizzards. By the way, blizzards doesn't only mean much snow. It means really, really freezing temperatures, right? Like below minus 20 degree. I'm not Fahrenheit, Celsius, so I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit anyway. That's me and my wife. So even in winter we go out, but we have very thick jackets, like Daunenfederjacke. Ja, keine Gänse wurden verletzt beim Machen dieser Jacke. Or maybe yes, so again. I like it. Boardwalk slippery when wet. And this is the meal I prefer. We discussed earlier the green asparagus in the US versus the white asparagus, which we like better. There's no bad weather, correct? You just need to have the right clothes on, yeah. So happy wife, happy husband. That is in one of the parks. So in summer we go to a lot of the parks. I can barely wait for summer anymore, but nothing is happening yet. And this is like, I thought, a nice picture from philosophic approach. We have dead and new life, like the acorn nut and the dead maple leaf. I like that one. It did not sell so very good on my photo website for whatever the reason. I find it beautiful. Happy wife, happy life. That's true. My wife is just in LA right now, by the way, David. Yeah, you get humidity in Tennessee, I know. but here it's humid too. And that was the last picture. That was when we still lived in California, Woodland Hills, in a rental home. And I found one of those kegs of Warsteiner. You see this 5 Liter, Amy, die 5 Liter Dose Warsteiner. You know what the label said on it? It says, life is too short to drink cheap beer. So I had to buy it, and then I called my friend Alan on the left here. He's the director at Cadillac. And we finished the whole keg and the bottle of wine there. We don't need chips. Wenn you puke later, wenn du später kotzen tust, ist es auch nicht so gut, wenn Chips im Magen sind, ne? Weil so ein 5-Liter-Döschen wäre ja nicht das Problem gewesen, aber dann die ganze Flasche Wein noch dazu. Heißt ja auch, ne? Bier auf Wein, das lass sein. Wein auf Bier, das lieben wir. Aber das hat nicht geklappt, Wein auf Bier. Vielleicht hätte es doch andersrum gemacht werden müssen. Bier auf Wein, das lass sein. Oder wie war es jetzt? Jetzt bin ich verwirrt, egal. Und damit sind wir fertig. So, jetzt schalten wir noch kurz um. Und dann gehe ich aus dem Kanal mit mal keine... Moment, ich mache mal ein bisschen heller. Warte, wir machen mal Licht an. Mein Neonat. Oh wow, that's bright. Jesus. Wow! I hit the wrong button. This says speed here. What is speed? Not the speed. This is better, right? That's better, okay. Maybe one up, playing with the stuff here. Yeah, well, you're welcome for the tour. Let me just turn this off, because I don't want to run the battery flat. So I'm going offline soon in a few minutes. Und ja, ich habe ja gesagt, das hat mich schon interessiert, dieses also Maple Leaf Acorn Nut Bild hat sich nicht gut verkauft auf meiner Seite. Ich habe gedacht, ich hätte was Gutes erwischt. Jetzt sehe ich aus, als wenn ich tot wäre. Das ist zu weiß. So ist besser, ja. Aber danke nach die DT2. Freut mich, dass das gefallen hat. Dann war es die Arbeit wert. Diesmal hatte ich ein bisschen was vorbereitet. In dem Sinne habe ich natürlich wieder nichts aufgeschrieben oder so. Ich habe einfach halt viele Bilder durchgucken müssen, ne? Um dann zu sehen, welche Bilder ich euch zeige. Ich will ja nicht immer das gleiche Zeugs zeigen, ne? Und dann, ich habe ja gelesen, deine Navigationsidee, wir reden noch drüber dann für die Touren draußen. Und ansonsten kommt jetzt nichts mehr. Ich gehe jetzt wieder offline dann. Und heute bin ich sicher, dass der Stream bleibt. Hast du den Stream gestern gesehen, die nach DT? Ich hoffe nicht, ne? Der ging 3 Stunden lang. Der war so krass, dass den YouTube gesperrt hat. Wir haben es einfach verloren hier, den Verstand, ne? Aber gestern war die Hölle hier los am Sonntag, ne? Entweder war jeder besoffen oder jeder hat was geschluckt, ich weiß es nicht, aber ich war dann voll mit dabei im Stream, ne? Und dann halt, wie gesagt, die künstliche Intelligenz wird immer besser und die haben mich auf dem Kicker und wenn dann bestimmte Wörter rausgefiltert werden, wird der ganze Upload gelöscht und die ganze Arbeit ist weg. Ja, ich hoffe, die EMI hat es auch nicht gesehen, ne? Sonst ist mein Ruf ruiniert. Ja, ich weiß, das waren nicht nur 20 Likes, auch was Leute im Stream waren in der Zwischenzeit, ne? Weil im Stream heißt, der Stream war wirklich der extremste, den ich jemals gemacht habe. Weil das war, wie heißt so schön, ist der Ruf erst ruiniert, seufzt sich's gänzlich ungeniert. Aber das war nicht ums Saufen, der Stream war einfach radikal. Und das Schlimmste war, meine Frau, das wusste ich ja nicht, und dann mache ich hier Schluss, dass du ins Stream gehen kannst. Meine Frau hat ja meiner Tochter gesagt, ich soll ab und zu gucken, was ich hier treibe. Und die hat den Scheißdreck online mitgeguckt, ne? Weil ich wollte es ja eh später danach löschen, ne? Ich wollte es bloß mal eine Nacht da lassen, dass es ein paar Leute noch angucken können, so wie ihr oder was. Dann wollte ich es löschen zum Dienstag oder so. Aber die hat es angeguckt und dann hat sie meine Frau angerufen. Und dann lag ich ja oben hier im Bett. Okay, dann können wir noch ein paar Minuten reden. Dann lag ich hier oben im Bett, das ganze Haus hat gestern gewackelt. Ja, war, der Tornado hat uns übrigens ganz knapp verfehlt, ne? Also das war echt knapp da. Die Bäume hat es ausgewurzelt. Kannst du dir meine Shorts mal angucken. Nicht meine Shorts, das Short. Und dann hat meine Frau mich angerufen. Wann war das in der Uhrzeit? Das ist immer so um 3 Uhr gehe ich online. Das heißt, der Stream ging von 3 Uhr bis 6 Uhr, also unsere Zeit PM, also von eurer Zeit von 9 Uhr bis 12. Und Leute waren bis 12 im Stream. Und die haben gesagt, das soll ungefähr unbedingt noch mehr kommen heute, also morgen und so heute, aber das machen wir nicht, ne? Weil der Stream soll wirklich, es hat nicht mit den Likes zu tun, Amy, es ging einfach radikal ab da. Und ja, Tornado, und dann klingelt das Telefon, dann war meine Frau dran, ne? Und dann hat sie gesagt, nicht nochmal. Und deswegen habe ich heute versprochen, ich mache einen guten Stream. Ja, das war gut, dass du im Bett warst. Wie gesagt, den hätte ich auch nicht gucken wollen, den Stream da. Das war egal, vergessen wir den Stream. Manchmal passiert halt was. Viele Leute fanden es lustig. Ich fand es am Anfang lustig, aber dann habe ich später drüber nachgedacht. Dann habe ich gedacht, da kommen mal garantiert ein paar Sammelklagen auf mich zu, ne? Und dann habe ich es aber schnell gelöscht, beziehungsweise dann war es schon gelöscht, wo ich es löschen wollte, ne? Aber meine Tochter hat es ja gesehen. Meine Frau zum Glück nicht. Meine Tochter hat ja meine Frau angerufen. So ging das ja von da nach da nach da. Ja, es war schlimm. Es war nicht schlimm in dem Sinn, ich habe weder das N-Wort noch das F-Wort habe ich ein paar Mal verwendet. Worum ging es? Kann ich dir nicht sagen. Ich will wirklich mal haben, dass der Stream hier live bleibt. Es ging, du kennst schon das Motto auf diesem Kanal hier, auf dem Kanal, wo jederzeit alles Mögliche passieren kann. Man weiß bloß nie, wo, wann und was passiert, ne? Nee, der Stream, bin ich überzeugt, läuft hier gut, wenn ich mich jetzt nicht verliere in Gedanken, ne? Yeah, it is a German in the US. So we are just chatting a little bit. Actually, I can take my glasses off now. It was just to see the iPad, because I'm nearsighted, so, or farsighted, whichever way. It's always confusing, yeah. And then I put a vote out, guys. I got, I think, 5 new hats. So let me know what color next time. So I love those baseball hats. So look on my posts, right? Ja means yes, ja, yup, yes, ja, nein, no, maybe, vielleicht. Should we do a German lesson, Calvin, and you got a guess? So ja, yes, no, nein, similar, maybe, vielleicht, not that similar. Crazy, verrückt, totally not similar. And then we have like, yep, y'all. Oh, you know German? Soll ich jetzt Deutsch reden? Umschalten auf Deutsch, Calvin? But I can speak either language very fast, so be careful what you wish for. Vorsicht, was du dir wünschst. Aber Bavarian, nice, Trevor. So Bavarian is a slang, right? Shit happens, Trevor. That was a good one. Always counterbalance, yeah, but don't get engaged too much. In America, wie geht's in Amerika? Sehr gut geht's. Achtung, Achtung, yeah, means pay attention. But no, you would say stop for stop. You use the same word. Achtung is more like attention. Achtung, like it's used in the military. That's Achtung. Achtung, Blick rechts. See, that's how it works. That's Achtung. Or caution, what Amy said, yeah, danger. So like when it says Achtung in front of explosives, or do not touch this outlet, Achtung. Or Achtung, electroshock, careful, electric shock risk, or something like that. Yeah, you can learn. If you don't learn, you don't learn. Then you don't know any more new stuff. I learn all the time. Yeah, so it's calming slowly down. This water is almost empty. When it's empty, I go offline. And then I hope, based on yesterday's experience, of course, a lot of people will watch this stream here. And then they will be extremely disappointed, because this time actually I did something that made sense and wasn't just like, again, whatever happened, happened. But today I think you guys enjoyed it. It makes sense and you learned something. But Calvin, the grammar, I learned French too, and I speak a little French. Je parle français un peu. So the grammar in France for French is also difficult. You're cooking for the in-laws today, so they're at your place. Will we see that in a stream? I'm curious, and I'm even more curious. What are you cooking? Because today is the same thing again. I didn't eat anything all day long. I'm already lost 10 pounds, but that's the only way to manage the pain, So I told my wife that's not going to last much longer. They won't be in the stream, but they're visiting with you? I mean, I'm asking too much private stuff. That's good. Die Identität was a good one. It's so funny. See, that's why I like the chat where people can exchange ideas. And so we just stay at this level right now. Not at this level. Yesterday it was this level. So we are not down under. Well, down under is Australia, right? Because I really like people to watch this, or at least to have the opportunity to watch it if they want to see now my little photo tour I did. And especially I explained, fruit tart, asparagus. You guys saw it. So it's fairly interesting, at least to me when I learned it, They're visiting for a couple of days, right? You know the saying, right? Gäste sind wie Fisch, oder wie geht der Spruch? Wenn sie zu lang da sind, fangen sie an zu stinken. Oder wie ist das, der Fisch stinkt vom Kopf? Ich weiß es nicht. Da gab es irgendeinen Spruch, wenn Gäste zu lange bleiben, if visitors stay too long. I mean, if they stay a day or two, that's okay. I mean, when my cousin came visiting here with his mother, they stayed for 3 weeks. I mean, we have no problem. But we lived in LA by that time. That's different. I'm here we would have a problem because we stick in the house most of the time. The weather is still not great. In LA, you're never stuck in the house. The weather is like 300 something days, just pure sun. You go to the beach, you go surfing, you do whatever. So there's no problem. But here you would get stepping on each other's feet, right? So, but at least the house is big, so maybe we don't see each other. Genau, ist sehr schön mit Ihnen. Aber meine Ruhe, ja, kenne ich, genau. Die Ruhe. Aber es gab da einen Spruch, habe ich aber vergessen. Aber wir wollen ja nicht die Gäste beleidigen, ist immer wichtig dann. Also es sind dann deine In-Laws, also amerikanische Besuch, ja. 5 Tage ist schon Limit, ne? Aufpassen. Nee, war nur ein Witz, ne? 5 Tage ist cool. Hoffentlich unternimmt er was und du kannst ein paar Aufnahmen machen. Manchmal würde mich auch interessieren, Aufnahmen in voller Auflösung, in hoher Auflösung zu sehen. Also solch, was ich mal gemacht habe oder jetzt machen werde, wenn ich rausgehe, weil das Funknetz ist einfach kacke. Ich nehme es dann auf, schneide es, so wahrscheinlich wie deine Streams, die von Florida kommen werden, ist dann offline und dann ist die Bildqualität besser, ne? Und dann ist auch immer noch eine Frage, wie viele Gäste da sind, ne? Mir hat noch mal, weil es war so, wo mein Cousin kam, also ich komme vorbei aus Deutschland, dann kam plötzlich der Cousin, die Mutter, sein Lebenspartner und wer war noch dabei? Da waren es Melanie, eine Geschäftspartnerin, da waren plötzlich 4 mehr Leute, ne? Und in Kalifornien hat man nicht so ein großes Haus wie hier. 4 mehr Leute bedeutet ja auch, wer schläft wo. Nicht wer schläft mit wem, sondern wer schläft wo und wie und wann. Weil hier, wir hätten hier 5 Gästezimmer, ist kein Problem in dem Haus hier. Können also 5 Leute kommen. Aber dann haben wir immer noch unsere 2 anderen Betten. Ich habe auch noch ein zweites Bett hier oben, wenn mich die Frau rausschmeißt aus dem Hauptbett. Manchmal schlafe ich sogar hier oben, weil wie gesagt, mit PTSD war ich manchmal schreiend auf nachts. Das ist halt so. Und ich will nicht immer alle aufwecken. Ne? Aber gestern hätte ich mal sehen sollen, die Katzen. Die hatten eine Panik. Das war für die wahrscheinlich der erste Tornado, ne? Und die waren rechts und links bei mir am Bett gelegen, weil gestern hatte ich oben geschlafen. Aber weil unten das Bett und der Raum ist mir viel zu groß, alles dann. Außerdem ist unten in dem anderen Raum die böse Katze eingesperrt. Und ich will ja nicht, ich weiß nicht, was da nachts abgeht, wenn ich einschlafe. Ne? Revenge of the cat. Evil cat revenge. So now I'm staying out of this room. I only go her to feed her there and pet her 10 minutes a day. That's good enough. Especially since she attacked the other cats, so that's not cool. So everybody else in the stream, anybody outside the US? I'm just curious, so always funny. Yeah, and in the stream, Amy, yesterday, I think we had the whole world. There was, oh my God, like pretty much every nation was there. I don't know, everybody was awake on Sunday. I mean, we had Australia, we had Belgium, we had, what was it, India, we had Germany, of course, we had France, we had Paris, I mean, which is France. It was crazy. There you go. Hello from South Africa, Bernard. There you go. It's just yesterday's stream that went crazy. Like we had like so many nations in the stream. Today I only did more like an educational stream. I always say it wrong, stream, S-T-R-E-A-M, Marco, remember that. And so we just talked about nations, and I always like to talk to people from nations. So what you're doing, Bernard, in South Africa, are you diamond mining? Or are you in Sun City? Isn't there a song about Sun City? Hey, Africa. I have that song, but I cannot play it because Sun City is also copyright music. Pop music has a lot of copyright violations if you play it. So we give it 5 more minutes, guys, and then we're going offline because the main topic of the stream is over and Amy wants to do her stuff. And I promised only 60 minutes. We're already at 70. But we're not doing like 3 hours like yesterday. That was like, yeah, okay, it was dramatic. Oh my God. Anyway, back to topics. So we got Bernard from South Africa mining diamonds, right? So how is it in South Africa? We have Magnus, Larsen, that's German, yeah. I'm German too, Magnus, of course, but I live in the US. I don't know what it means, grapes from South Africa. I just know that South Africa has a lot of like precious stones, diamonds, emeralds, sapphire, smaragd, and all those like stones. I think you have a lot of gold too, right? Like mining gold in South Africa. But that's a different topic. I was just curious nowadays. I was never in Africa. Oh, grapes in stores from South Africa. Got it. Now I got it. Yeah. So they do that. Well, nowadays in stores, everything is worldwide in stores, like all over the place. Well, so today wasn't bad either. We had the UK, we had South Africa, we had a few guys from the US. But I think yesterday, any nation under the planet was all of a sudden like linked in here. And so it was fun. It's just too bad nobody could rewatch it, and then I would have deleted it because I barely remembered what happened 3 hours in a row, you know. By the way, der anderen Katze geht's gut. Ich habe den Katzenkralle rausgemacht mit einer Pinzette, den Tierarzt gespart, ne? So what's Magnus doing in Germany? If I may ask, of course, because you can ask me what I'm doing here and I give you the answer, I'm doing nothing, because today I'm not working. I just do a crazy stream now and then. So you mean grapes like wine grapes from South Africa? Or the grapes you can eat, eating grapes like the green ones we have here in the supermarket? So I'm curious later, so again, we are down to the last 3 minutes. To eat, okay, thank you. I didn't know that, die Inachdete. Ich meine, ich muss ja nur dich fragen, du weißt ja immer alles, ne? Ich muss immer nur ihn fragen, er weiß alles, ich weiß nicht. Ich interessiere mich zwar auch für alles, aber alles weiß ich nicht, ne? Aber naja, der weiß echt alles, oder Amy? Ja, stimmt, Wahnsinn. Aber ich meine, das macht einen Ingenieur aus. Du musst halt ein kindliches Gemüt haben, Probleme zu lösen, ne? Und wer das gut macht, der landet in Forschung und Entwicklung wie ich. Und wer dann da erfolgreich ist, landet später vielleicht im Management wie ich und geht dann früh in Ruhestand oder bleibt ewig in Forschung und Entwicklung, ne? Nee, wir übertreiben, ne? Du weißt echt alles, weil das fand ich auch lustig heute, was du vorgeschlagen hast in der E-Mail mit 2 iPhones wegen meiner Radtour, ne? Aber ich habe keine 2 iPhones, aber ich hatte genau die gleiche Idee. Ich habe gesagt, da könnte ich das eine machen. Aber ich habe das ja geschrieben, in Zukunft machen wir Radtouren, einen Weg und dann den Rückweg verwende ich einfach mein iPhone für die Navigation, für die Navigation mit Google Maps und das ist gut genug. Warum soll ich zweimal den gleichen Weg machen? Das ist ja auch Blödsinn dann. Aber die Bildqualität, I don't know, tell me if you're still online, Amy, what carrier do you have for your cell phone? Because we have Verizon. Verizon does not work well here. Like I've just figured that out for the quality. I mean, if I go with my car, that's different. My car has satellite internet. I can get really high data rate, but that costs a lot if you use it. No, that car has high-speed Internet. Telekom, ja, Telekom ist ja auch in den USA, stimmt, ja. telecom. Amazing that the telecom coverage, but it doesn't necessarily mean that telecom coverage is good here where I live, so I still got to figure it out. I got to ask my daughter. And by the way, to everybody, Amy, does anybody play in your family or your friends or your relatives skat? The skat game? I discussed that with die nach DT. So I taught my daughter skat, the German skat, S-K-A-T, was a French image, französisches Kartenbild. I ordered this card deck, the 32 cards, directly from Germany by airmail. It arrived and they love the game. They love the game, because the game has not only to do with luck, like what cards you're getting, it has to do a lot with strategy. Yeah, I want to see, that's the same idea. See, I'm not completely dumb. I want to check when I do my bicycle tours what cell towers I see around here. That should give me a clue, because whatever comes here into the house, the high speed, we have, what is it called? Fiberglass or glass fiber, fiberglass internet, what we have here. We have 5G, 2G, and mesh. And those nets in the house here, they're fast as hell. If I send something from the living room downstairs, like a big image, just by AirPrint, AirPrint, Apple AirPrint, to my laser up here, the big laser unit for color prints, it's like, boom, there's the data. That's amazing, because I run the so-called speed test. The speed is unbelievable, and there's no data limit to that plan, but on the phones, it's not that good. And I think phone, we don't have AT&T, we have Verizon. I'm pretty sure I got to look it up at the carrier. I mean, those phones that don't have a SIM card anymore, I don't even know how it works exactly. Yeah. So that's the last 2 sips on the cup, and then I'll let you go, and then Amy can do something. So today, I'm trying Haferflocken. That's my life, yeah. But that's what we're going to do, because, I still have 2 slices of pizza left, but I'm not going to touch that after my experience when my daughter and her friend were here. I can just not tolerate that flour, like Mehl, Stärke, dieses Mistzeug da. Haferflocken geht, yeah. Costco has like pre-mixed packages, so it's Haferflocken, apples, cinnamon, and they're pretty good to eat. So now we will finish that. So we had 5 in the stream, but we have now 5 people left. As I said, I will finish this video now by saying thanks for everybody to joining. Thanks for productive, nice discussion today. Thanks for nobody trolling. I always is appreciated. And I hope you will enjoy the photo tour that I did at the beginning. The only problem is I had an iPad and an iPhone, so the picture ratio, Breite zu Länge, like width to height, does not perfectly match, right? So where's Miano from? I'm not verdammt cool, I'm just funny. If you like German humor, you will enjoy it. But other than that, it's just entertaining. And if you guys like it, that was cool, so it was worth my time. But we'll do much more in spring. Let's look one more time out of the weather, and then I say out of the window, and then we'll see what we'll see. Let's see, let's switch this. Look at the wind. Look at the wind. See that shit? Look at that poor guy there working. Das ist unsere Rasenmähfirma. Die kommt jetzt und mäht den Rasen und das ganze Zeugs da, ne? Hörst, jetzt ist der Rasenmäher an. Ich habe ja keine AI-Mikrofone. Hörst? Mir geht's gut, danke. Guck das Ding. Und dann kommt der Große da, ne? Aber guck mal den Wind, das macht doch keinen Spaß, oder? Hört ihr, jetzt ist der große Rasenmäher angesprungen. Weil die müssen den Hang ja runter mit dem kleinen mähen, sonst tun sie die Erdnarbe aufreißen, ne? Hi, Shuriken, we're just wrapping it up. I just showed the gardeners have arrived. Look at him shooting along here. Look at him. Look at him going. Yay! Cool. Oh, what happened there? Okay, let's watch the gardening people here. It rains every day, Michael, every day. Yeah, as I said, then DE nach DT, at least the person had the same sense of humor. That's good. People are always way too serious. That's the way we mow lawn here, exactly, Shurek. And we sit on riding lawnmowers. But those things are crazy, right? They are fast as hell. I mean, you don't see them, they probably do on the side of the house. But those things are like rocket fast. There's like, I think, no safety whatsoever. So, yeah, way to go. And so, again, now I'm going offline. Thanks for everybody in the stream. We do something probably tomorrow, not on Wednesday. On Wednesday, I'm not here. So, see you. Peace and out.